Hi, this is Steve Garland, head wrestling coach at the University of Virginia, giving my new updated Virginia Wrestling newsletter, video newsletter. I apologize. It's been a while since you guys have seen me. I think it's probably healthy for everybody. Seeing my face weekly is probably not good for anybody. But I'm back at it. We're back grinding 2 days, practices. We're heading. We leave very soon. We leave Thursday at 7 a.m. for the best and toughest wrestling tournament in the country, which is the Southern Scuffle. It's going to be a crazy field once again. You can go online. If you Google Southern Scuffle 2016, you can check out all the entries and all the teams that are going to be there. It's going to be absolutely nuts. And so we're really excited we're bringing 13 attached and 2 unattached guys. We're allowed to bring 15 guys. We're only allowed by the tournament rules to bring 15, so that's the way we're doing it. And we're sending 5 more guys unattached. Not sending, they're going to go up unattached on their own and wrestle at the Franklin and Marshall Open. So we'll have 20 guys competing within the next 3 days, and so we're 4 days. So we're really excited about that. That's obviously crucial for the development of the program. And as you guys have followed along throughout the year, we've been constantly wrestling. Wrestled 6 dual meets and 3 tournaments, and all the opens in between the guys did on their own. So we're trying to do the best we can to develop and improve that way because we feel like competition is the best way to do it. Frankly, I would tell you that in my opinion, as I've gotten older, I've realized it might be the only way to do it. It's like, working and stuff in the room is one thing, practice is one thing, but competing at a high level, competing against great kids, feeling that pressure, feeling the heat, feeling the intensity of it, the nerves of it, the real ref, the people screaming, all those things. It's just a different world. It's a lot different than practice. No matter how hard you practice, competition's another step up. And so that's what we're trying to push with our program, and that's what we're excited about moving forward. I just did an interview for Jeff White, and I talked about how the first half of the year was one of the most brutal schedules, if not the most brutal schedule that's ever been put together. We wrestled 4 nationally ranked teams, 3 tournaments, 2, open tournaments. We had the second best tournament in the country in Vegas. I mean, this was all in a 5-week stretch. It was crazy. And so what we did was, that's why you haven't heard from me, we backed off in December, tried to pull back, let these guys really dig in for the 2-week stretch of finals, because finals at the University of Virginia, I'm not trying to belittle any other university, but here at the University of Virginia, they're unbelievably tough. It's been a long time since I've been out of the game in that realm for a long time, and I think I lost touch with perspective on how tough it really is. And last year I learned a hard lesson about how hard it was for our kids. So we didn't schedule any competitions in that block to let them just focus on that. And I'm happy to say that the fruit of that decision, I think, in some degree at least, was 20 guys in the honor roll. We're really proud of that. That's a heck of an accomplishment for our program. It wasn't our goal. We wanted to have more than that, but it's still pretty darn good and something I wanted to recognize. We had tons of guys do really, really well. I'm talking 3-4s or above, and here at UVA it's hard to do. So that's something I wanted to note. As far as the Southern Scuffle preview, I would just tell you this. Please follow along online with the technology the way it is nowadays with Flow Wrestling or whoever else is going to be covering it. You'll be able to not only follow the brackets, you'll be able to watch matches live. Some of the guys on paper that you're going to see, George DiCamillo is a guy that just took 3rd at Vegas and is going to be highly seeded. Zach Nye is a top 10 nationally ranked guy that's been there, done that, to the Scuffle. Andrew Atkinson's coming off his best tournament of his life at Vegas. And there's other guys I think you're going to see that are going to surprise you. I'm going to try to focus on that piece instead of going through all the guys you always hear about. First things first, at 125, you're not going to see Nick Herman. He's suffering not suffering, I take that back. He's recovering from an injury, and he'll be back hopefully very early January. But right now, he's going to be unable to compete, and I can't get into details on the specifics other than to tell you that we're expecting him back soon enough. He's been a competitor supreme, all year long, but he's not going to be able to go. And so at 125, what we have entered is Will Mason and Joe Martinez. Joe Martinez has had a spectacular season for us. He's only lost 3 times, and one of them is to Nick Herman. He's been in the finals of every tournament he's been to. He was in the finals of the Penn State Open. He was in the final. He won the Lockhaven Open. He was in the finals of Clarion, where he lost a close match to his teammate Nick Herman, who I just mentioned. So he obviously we expect the expectations are really high for him. Will Mason's a guy that's been around our program for a long time. He's a phenomenal kid. He's one of the leaders of the team. He's a guy that he's been there to the Southern Scuffle before. He's been a starter before. He's been a guy that nothing's going to surprise him at the Southern Scuffle. And he hasn't wrestled all semester. He hasn't had one match the entire first semester. And while unfortunate because of the injuries he was dealing with, it's also going to be pretty cool for him to step on the mat. So that's going to be a big thing for him personally, and then also obviously for the program. So he'll be wrestling at 125. 133, we mentioned Georgie, who I think hopefully will be a top 3 seed. And the expectation for him is always to be to be a champion. He's everything we want, and I think you guys are going to see hopefully another great tournament out of him. At 141, the entrant we have there is because Zach Watson also is out with an injury, and hopefully, again, we'll have him back soon enough in January, but he's out still. So we got, believe it or not, we got first year who's wrestling unattached, Sammy Krivas. You guys have heard me talk about him a ton. Sammy Krivas is a guy that that's just been really getting better and better each tournament as a redshirt freshman, and so he'll be competing against the best in the country. We're excited. He's earned that with what he's done. I mean, some of his highlights this year, he was in the finals right away at the Clarion Open against a really tough kid. He in the Penn State Open, he made it all the way to the semis and lost to the third-ranked guy in the country, 5-3. So he's been right there. So he gets to go at 141. 49, we got Chris Yankovic and T.J. Miller going to be both competing there. 57, I mentioned Atkinson. 65, you got Peppelman, Fox at 74. 184, we have Shaney and Askey. 197 is Zach 9. Heavyweight, we have Pacquiao and Ethan Hayes. So that's us for right now. Right now, I got to get to practice. We're getting ready to run in there. I'm getting ready to go with one of my guys. Thank you guys so much for all your support thus far. Please hang with us. It's going to be a tough, crazy road ahead of us. I'm going to preface it by just saying that it's exciting. The ACC has never been tougher. Every dual meet's going to be ridiculously hard. We need all the help we can get. I hope you guys will come back and support us for matches in person, screaming, going crazy, and all the other things you do. I just want to thank you. I hope you had a great holiday, and we'll see you soon.